Hello, Brooks. Welcome to the virtual version of our 2023-2024 benefits meeting. We have really good news to share. We kept our carriers the same. We still have our absolutely dynamite Brooks HSA contribution. And so most of the information is the same as we have had in the past. You guys have a really good benefits package. Probably the biggest change isn't this year, but it'll be next year. We'll do a spousal surcharge. So if your spouse has insurance elsewhere, then there'll be a little bit of extra cost to put them on our plan here at Brooks, but that doesn't take effect right now. That's just a year in advance to try and be mindful of cost. So we've got medical, we've got our Mutual of Omaha worksite products, dental, vision, life, disability, HSA, EAP, and COBRA means you can take it with you if you leave. We say our yeses and nos once a year, and we got to stick with what we pick unless we have one of these IRS approved qualified life events, marriage, divorce, birth of a baby, where we can change our election in the middle of the year. UHC is our carrier. Choice Plus is the name of the network. The renewal date is October 1st, but the schedule of benefits like your deductible, out-of-pocket max, things like that, we always run January to December, just like normal. Preventative services, annual physicals, mammograms, pap smears, childhood immunizations. That was tough. All covered for $0 to you. Bigger bills like a hospital bill, you have a deductible of $3,000 that you're responsible for. So you're responsible for $3,000. And then worst case scenario, if the bills get really, really big, you have a $4,000 on an individual basis, maximum out-of-pocket exposure. Double that for the family. And remember, HSA still works same way that mine does, same way that it has in the past. When you go to the doctor or get a prescription, you are paying the discounted rate for staying in the network, which is that Choice Plus network. But this is the same plan as we had last year. You can see total cost, how much Brooks pays. That's a big number. Normally, we don't see numbers this big. My name is Ben. Forgive me for not introducing myself. My mother would be ashamed. I work for Hub, or we were formerly called Catto&Catto. We had a merger. And we work with employers and companies all over the place. And these costs that are coming out of your paycheck are really, really good. This is a very generous package. And Benefit Wallet, that is the name of the outfit that houses your HSA bank account. So Brooks puts in money. So check it out. They'll put in $475 October 1st, January 1st, April 1st, July 1st for self-only or employee-only coverage. That'll total $1,900 per year. And if you're in the family, they'll put in $4,300. So really, to you, you've got a $3,000 deductible, $4,000 out-of-pocket max on an individual basis, but Brooks already puts in $1,900 a year into that HSA that you can apply towards those services. And if you don't use it, it rolls over. These are some things that you're probably likely already familiar with. This UHC has a website where you can go and look for in-network providers. Virtual visit, I just did one of these yesterday. It literally took me 5 minutes to get some eye drops because I think one of my kids gave me pink eye. Here's some more information, uhc.com/virtual visits. You actually have two different options, the Amwell or Doctor on Demand. This is a great public service announcement. You'd have more fun lighting your money on fire than going to an emergency room unless it was life or limb threatening. And just to make it confusing, sometimes there's emergency rooms that are freestanding, meaning not attached to a hospital. They're just out there. If you see a sign that says see a doctor in 6 minutes, you certainly can. That is not an urgent care. That's a freestanding ER, and you go and get a big old bill for that. Unless it's life or limb threatening, then obviously go straight to the ER. Principal is our dental carrier. This did not change. We are on the dental contracted network. That's the name of the network. And we've got two options. Each mouth that you cover either gets $1,000 per mouth per year to apply to services, or $2,500 per mouth to apply toward covered services. Both include ortho. That's a one-time benefit. I have two of my kids in ortho, and something's better than nothing, but ortho ain't cheap. Teeth cleaning, $0, but stuff beyond that is going to register a cost. And so you'll pay your deductible, as you see here, and then that $1,500 of that $2,500 would be paid by the carrier towards covered services that you need. Total cost, Brooks pays, you pay, and here's the paycheck. They also have a really generous contribution on dental coverage. Principal has an app, just in case you didn't have any apps. You can download one more, and it'll get you an ability to find best usage there is just finding in-network dentists. Principal also has our vision coverage. The network is the VSP Choice Network. So that can sometimes be confusing. If you go to the eye doctor, you might say, I have Principal, and they're going to go, what network? VSP Choice Network. You are going to get $150 for frames and then a discount on the balance over that. $10 for the lenses that go inside the frames, but if you're super blind like me and you have to shrink them down, you're not going to get out for a copay, neither am I. Contacts, they'll give you $150, and you can do that once every 12 months. It's either or, not both and. So it's either glasses and lenses or contacts. You can't get both at the same time covered by Principal. Some information on Principal is on the pages I'm just scrolling over now. Mutual of Omaha is still our basic life insurance. Everybody gets 1 times their annual maximum salary, up to 150 grand. Make sure when you go through this process, you update your beneficiary. That's who catches the football, so to speak, if you are no longer living. It's free to you, paid for by Brooks. And then if you want extra coverage, that's what this busy page means. So we'll break this down. You can get 5 times your annual salary, up to 300 grand. If you're a brand new hire, you're going to get more. Guarantee issue means 5 times your annual salary, up to 50,000. So you can get more with no medical questions asked. If you're like me, I applied for life insurance later, like I didn't apply for it as a new hire. I analyzed the cost, and I thought, this is probably a good adulting decision. I thought it was reasonable. So I had to apply for it. That's EOI, evidence of insurability. It means there's an application for it. So it's not a guaranteed, and it depends on how much you apply for. So just know it's there. It's a cost-effective solution for extra life insurance, but depending if you're a new hire, you've been there before, might have some paperwork involved. The fact that this page, disability insurance, which is just insurance on your paycheck, that's what disability insurance is. The fact that it's paid for, both of these, is really exciting to me, an insurance nerd. So short-term disability, it's an insurance contract on your paycheck, protects 66 2/3 of your weekly earnings, and it pays up to $1,000 a week, and it pays for 13 weeks, and it's free to you. That's great sleep at night factor. Long-term disability protects your paycheck for a much longer period of time. Still, that 66 2/3% of your paycheck is protected in an insurance policy. And it goes, there's some language right here. If you become disabled prior to 62, benefits are payable to 65, or Social Security normal retirement age, or 3.5 years, whichever is longest. It can get a little confusing, but for the purpose, if you have, I will say, on short-term disability and long-term disability, the words in the contract really matter and how it might apply to your situation. So if you have personal questions, just reach out to us, and we will make sure that we can answer your question. But for the purposes of our presentation, long-term disability goes for a much longer period of time than 13 weeks. How about that? These plans are for when you get into an accident, then money is sent to your mailbox, or God forbid, critical illness, cancer, heart attack, stroke. These policies, when a defined event, for example, this is critical illness, cancer, heart attack, stroke. So like let's just say heart attack. you will choose the lump sum amount. Like, so let's say you choose $10,000 and you'll be able to see the cost for that. But God forbid, should you get a microcardial infarction, that's the diagnosis terminology for a heart attack, then that $10,000 goes to your mailbox, and you pay a premium for that. So you'll be able to see all of that in your enrollment materials. The accident insurance would be for an accident. You have to seek care for it. You can't just say, oh, I feel really bad, I'd like some money from Mutual. So like a broken bone, a dislocation, something like that. So you'll be able to see here, like, if you got burned, God forbid, or there was a laceration. So when I say like when a specific event happens, I mean it's scheduled out like this. This is some examples of how much it would pay depending on the episode. You'll be able to see the premiums right here. It'll also be in your additional enrollment materials. Not super inexpensive. Folks gravitate towards the critical illness policies who have a family history of something that they would like to protect against. Folks gravitate towards the accident policy if they're injury prone or kids in sports. We do see a lot of that. Okay, this page, the most important thing on this page is this Alliance EAP. You can get up to 6 to 6 face-to-face visits. This is an additional benefit that Brooks pays for you. Alliance Work Partners is the gold standard for EAP's Employee Assistance Program. There are quite a few things that you can benefit from, and we want to take a moment just to know what they are. So I want you to look at Law Access, Help Net, Work Life, Plan Well, Safe Ride, 1 to 6 counseling sessions. So this is a great way to access a different kind of care and a different kind of benefit, and it is free to you. It is paid for by your employer. So there are, oh, I scrolled too far. It's confidential. We don't know who's saying what. We just want to make sure that you are aware that you have a completely free benefit. This 1 to 6 counseling sessions is just a great feature. The Law Access is a great feature as well. So the website is right here. Even gets a little hand. How about that? I love this benefit. This is Worldwide Travel Assist. These people are very happy. If you're traveling more than 100 miles away and you lose your bags, there's a concierge service built into one of the insurance policies that you can call. You'll get a gold star if you remember that it's there, though. I like the EAP, the Alliance EAP, the most because it's the most impactful. And the remainder of this, y'all, is just great late night reading material we won't cover for the sake of time. Probably getting a little dizzy there. Jennifer Garcia is the Brooks dedicated account manager. Anything that's in this guide that you have a question on, whether it's a claim issue, how do I find a in-network provider, any question that pertains to page 1 to page however many pages this presentation is, probably 20 or 30, we do help service that and offer customer support throughout the year. So please let us know if we can be helpful. The rest of the vendor lineup is right here, just in case you wanted their numbers. But honestly, the most helpful number might be the one right there at the top. With that, we will conclude our presentation. Thanks for hanging in there. Have a good day.